Hey everybody, it's Father Casey, the pastor of the Epiphany of Our Lord Church, welcoming you once again to our YouTube channel, The Fourth Magi. This week, we have the conclusion of the Bread of Life Discourse in the Gospel of John, where Jesus has explained his teaching on the Eucharist, eat my flesh, drink my blood, and the Jews murmur, which really means that they're grumbling, they're complaining, they're irritated. And so the line comes that the Jews say, this teaching is hard. Who can stand it? And as a result, they walk away. Now, if Jesus wanted to clarify anything, this was his opportunity, but Jesus doesn't do that. He lets them walk away because there wasn't one thing about his teaching that he was going to change. And at least they had the guts to say, you know what, can't do it, I'm out of here. And the gospel then goes on to state how those who walked away didn't believe. But there was at least one person that theologians believe that at this point stopped believing in what Jesus was saying, but didn't leave. He stayed. Can you guess who that one is? Ding, ding, ding. It's Judas. We all know what happened to Judas. Yeah. So, the question for you and I this week is, what teachings do we find hard? And do we have the courage to walk away if we say, you know what, this teaching of Jesus, this teaching of the church that he founded is too hard and I'm going to walk away? What is that for you? Is it birth control? Is it loving your neighbor and forgiving those who hurt you? Is it being merciful? Is it feeding the homeless because they deserve it, it's their own fault? Or feeding the hungry? Well, if they really got a job and they wanted to, they could find food themselves, right? What teaching is too hard for you and for me, and we want to walk away? Or we should walk away, but we don't have the guts because we're not working on it anymore. Like Judas, he stopped working it out, and he's like, I'm done. And it was at that point that many theologians believe he started to plot and plan Jesus' demise. So, that being said, I have to say that one of the most disgusting things I saw this week, or read about, more likely, is that the Cardinal Archbishop of Chicago did the prayerful invocation for the Democratic National Convention. And I find that disgusting because he prayed and he was a witness to and a party to this group, this Democrats who believe in killing babies. They do. If you don't believe me, look at Kamala Harris's track record, the only vice president or president in the history of the country to visit Planned Parenthood. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, they don't just hand out birth control, they do abortions too. And that was proven this week by having a big bus outside of the convention in order that people could get free of charge abortions or vasectomies. And according to some really reliable sources like Catholic Vote, there were 25 women that had abortions the first night of the convention. Very sad, but it was disgusting because a Cardinal Archbishop who represents a church that teaches life, that teaches about the importance of life and bringing life into the world, and not killing life, not destroying life in the womb, and yet he stood up there and he was a part of it. It disgusted me. Because as a priest, as a Catholic priest, I try to promote life any way, shape, or form that I get. I'm not trying to condemn people have abortions. I'm talking about, you know what, if there's a way that I can help the woman after the fact, help her to bring the child into the world, feed, shelter, clothe, whatever needs to be done, I and my parish try our best to do that. And so I do put my money where my mouth is. And so to see a Cardinal Archbishop stand up and be a part of and stand up with a group of people that stands against what I believe in, well, you know what, that just disheartens me. It disgusts me, plain and simple. But it asks us the question, what do you find hard about this teaching? And it is hard, because you know what, if I want to have sex outside of marriage, if I want to have sex in marriage, I want to have sex, I want to have illicit affairs, and I get pregnant, or my girlfriend, my wife gets pregnant, or my mistress gets pregnant, well, I need something to take care of that. It may be a medical procedure, like what happened in that bus outside the convention. It might be the pills that are being handed out at your local CVS, or Walgreens, or any other drugstore. Not Broad Street Apothecary, so I will not throw them under the bus, because they're not doing it as far as I know. Until I hear otherwise, you know, I'm going to stand by them. But it begs the question, because it's like, if you're Catholic, and a lot of people like to check off that box, if you're Catholic, there are certain principles and moral values that come with that package. You cannot just pick and choose and say, you know what, I like this, I like this, I like this, I don't like that, and I don't like that. You can't do that. It's a package deal. And so, what teachings do you find hard? Because you can't pick and choose. And you really have to ask yourself the question, do I believe? Or is it too hard and I need to walk away? Or I need to walk away and think about it and maybe come back. Or you know what, maybe I need to say, I'm done. But why should we be like Judas, who said, I don't believe anymore, I'm done, but I'm going to stay. Even though I don't believe anymore. I'm not really following Jesus. I'm following his enemy, his adversary. So ask yourself this week, what teaching is hard for you? And what are you going to do about it? God bless.